As a gallery, Piano Nobile specialises in 20th century British art. That really starts, I suppose, at the turn of the 19th century with people like Walter Sickert, and then goes through the last 100 years. And in many ways, Sickert is at the beginning of a British school of London painters that really ends with people like Leon Kossoff and Lucien Freud about painting London landscapes, London interiors, figures in London. And in many ways, the last 100 years has been an amazing period for British art. And Leon's work and this exhibition in some ways is testament to that, and we were hugely excited and privileged to put on such a show.
He's a figurative painter. Even though the sort of movement in post-war art was on the one hand towards abstraction, on the other hand towards sort of pop art. But it also had Leon's work in it very powerfully and memorably. For me, it's self-evident that he's one of the major painters in that period, the second half of the 20th century, and he's still working. He's a Londoner, born in East London. He went to St Martin's, where he met Frank Auerbach, another major painter. He went to the Royal College afterwards, and he's been painting London and his friends and family and immediate circle ever since.
The show really consists of about 35 works, mainly oils, but some works on paper. I think as a group of works too, looking from the early 50s, starting with amazing railway painting and a set of drawings or works on paper of one of his first models, Sido, and going through to the later works of 2008, where we have a cherry tree painting. It actually marks and shows an amazing trajectory of a post-war painter, and I think the work has this incredibly visceral effect, but also is redemptive.
We've got a number of Leon's major subjects, like the Christ Church, the Hawksmoor Church in the East End, which Leon knew from a very early age. He began painting building sites in post-war London. The style changes a lot over the years. Railways, buildings of London. There's a wonderful school building in the gallery across the road, a subject that he began painting, I think, at the end of the 70s. He said to me once that it was painting school buildings was a way of kind of returning to his childhood. The school that Leon painted is now a block of luxury flats, and in a way that shows that he's been painting a London that is changing. Of course, London changes all the time, but when we look back at what Leon's London subjects over the years, you can see that he's captured a London that hardly exists anymore.
I think it's an amazing body of work, and Leon really is one of the great painters of the 20th century, great artists of the 20th century. But more than that, we really feel sits within some of the great painters of the history of art, and not only in his landscapes and models, but he's often painted works after the old masters, and we have a selection of those here.
Fashions come and go, but painting from landscapes, cityscapes in his case, and painting from the human figure is a traditional subject of art. And in the hands of a wonderful practitioner like Leon, it never loses its power and its relevance. Somehow the relationship of Leon with the people who are sitting for him is something that's very direct. The pictures are not formal. They're very expressive. There's a very strong connection, I think, and it's expressed in the paint between the painter and his subject. It's very, very powerful in that way, and I think uncommon in art, in fact.
It's a big moment for the gallery as well, as we've been in Portland Road for 20 years and love this area and wanted to stay here, but we're needing more space. So the show actually marks the new stage in the gallery's life. We've opened up another space next to our old space, and effectively doubling our exhibition space and allowing us to put on much larger shows. Also, being in London, it's an amazing city to be in. It's particularly of artists of this period. One can walk the streets that Leon knows and see the people he knows, and we're in a very special position where the paintings have an international appeal, but for us, part of our daily life and our home. And I think that's something that encourages us to show works by artists such as Leon Kossoff. Leon's work, I feel, is forever contextualised within the wider School of London, but has for some time not, since perhaps his Tate retrospective, been contextualised within itself. So it's wonderful to show a whole range of work, most of which are from private collections, all of which are from private collections, which often don't get seen publicly. So I think that provides an amazing opportunity for people and also for collectors who are interested, the opportunity to purchase a work, which again, some have been highly selected and carefully selected for this purpose and for this show.